Welcome to the World Trade Webcast. I'm Greg Sandler, president of thinkglobal.com, the B2B marketplace for global trade leads. Today on the World Trade Webcast, we'll focus on the Global Survey 2014, Rethinking Trade and Finance from the International Chamber of Commerce. The ICC survey includes data from 298 banks across 127 countries. The survey concludes that the growth rate of international trade has dropped dramatically when compared to the years prior to the 2008-2009 global financial crisis. In fact, global trade growth was about 3% during 2013, although it did pick up to an annualized growth rate of 4% during the first quarter of this year and is anticipated to accelerate beyond 5% in 2016. According to Vincent O'Brien, a member of the ICC Banking Commission Executive Committee, the ICC is cautiously optimistic, with the realization that this optimism is framed within a fragile international trade environment. That fragility is magnified by unpredictable political developments on the fringes of Europe, the Middle East, Southeast Asia, and other parts of the emerging world. Further encouragement, though, came from the survey when 68% of respondents reported positively that the availability of trade finance increased by value compared to the previous year. However, in terms of so-called trade finance gaps, 41% of respondents reported that they perceived a shortfall of trade finance globally. Again, according to O'Brien, this gap remains a major challenge, especially for small and medium-sized enterprises. Because without access to trade finance, now widely acknowledged as an engine of growth, those SMEs won't be able to contribute substantially towards economic recovery and development. Among the other factors influencing the survey results are Know Your Customer and anti-money laundering regulations, which are causing banks to decline transactions and close relationships. Know Your Customer and anti-money laundering regulations caused 68% of respondents to decline transactions and nearly a third to close down correspondent account relationships. In fact, 41% of respondents reported that complying with sanctions restricted trade finance operations in 2013 to a greater extent than in previous years. And such compliance is expensive. According to the ICC Global Survey, the cost for compliance for one counterparty can be as high as US $75,000. There's also concern that G20 countries are stalling the trade agenda in order to open up world trade through trade restrictive measures. The ICC Global Survey highlighted that G20 countries accounted for 3/4 of the trade restrictive measures imposed since 2008, with World Trade Organization figures showing that these countries introduced 193 new trade restrictive measures between December 2012 and November 2013. Such restrictions, many of which are protectionist and therefore trade distorting, have stalled the agenda to open up world trade. Moreover, Basel III regulations, agreed upon by the members of the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision in 2010 and 2011, have gone into effect and are having an impact on bank liquidity. 65% of respondents to the survey stated that Basel III regulations have affected the cost of funds and the liquidity of trade finance. Within the export finance section of the global survey, 72% of respondents agreed that Basel III has made them more innovative as an organization, although 69% also said it caused them to increase pricing for their customers. South-South exports represent 46% of global exports and are another impact cited in the survey. In fact, one key finding in the global survey is that South-South exports now represent 46% of global exports. And 40% of respondents identified Asia as the primary focus for trade. Even with trade slowing in the emerging markets, their significance within the global economy is increasing as new trade corridors are opening up. But it's these markets that most keenly feel the pinch on trade financing availability. Through aiding senior executives and world trade leaders in formulating policy, the global survey could prompt changes that would close the trade finance gap as well as increase productivity and competitiveness in trade, and thus create new jobs worldwide. To learn more about the survey, and for more information about ICC programs and services, visit the ICC website. For our latest schedule of upcoming Think Global webcasts, subscribe to us with any of the links below and bookmark this page. All of our previous webcasts can be found right here at thinkglobal.com/webcast. And thanks for watching.